Hi, I'm Mishti Max, and I'm here to share this fireworks-inspired lip art for a taste of the coming New Year's Eve celebrations. I was having some fun researching fireworks and other pyrotechnics, so I'll be crapping on about some whacked-out funky stuff during this tutorial. I started by preparing my lips with the MAC Prep and Prime Lip Base. I have the NYX lip pencil in Blackberry to line my lips in my usual angled shape. I'm creating the black base of the night sky so I can portray my design of the delightful combustible material, which comes in a great variety of sparkling shapes and wondrous colors. So I shellacked the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in Weirdo all over my lips. Now I have this Jeffree Star liquid lipstick called I'm Royalty, and I'm employing this tiny nail art brush to sketch out the flailing bursts of light typically seen in this explosive pyrotechnic device. I'm creating the standard shape of a chrysanthemum-style firework with the spherical break of colored stars that leave a visible trail of sparks. The skyrocket is a common form of firework. However, the first skyrockets were actually used in war. Fire arrows were used to keep back the Mongolian invasion, tracing back to the 13th century in China. Now the modern aerial shell is the backbone of today's commercial aerial display to extract nothing more than all those oohs and ahs from the crowd. Yet another liquid lipstick is invited to the celebrations, and I'm clustering another eruption of sparks with Jeffree Star Rich Blood using the same nail art brush. As you see, I'm designing the firework as a simplified schematic, laying down curved lines that radiate from a central breakpoint and adding tiny dots at the end of each trail. I'm jumping over to this Kryolan pink UV paint, and I'm activating it with MAC Fix Plus to add some neon detonations in there with a tiny eyeliner brush. Now, pink actually does not exist as a possible color produced in the medium of fireworks, but it does bring in some brightness to the design nonetheless. Watch where you step. I'm about to lay down some science. But don't worry, you can still chill out and enjoy the visuals. The substances inside a firework are a mix of small particles of fuels and oxidizers, along with a bunch of other things that make sure the reaction goes as planned. The fuels are frequently metallic powders, and for these babies, size matters. The higher the surface area of the particles, the higher the reaction rate and burning speed. And the amount of the oxidizer in the mix can also control the speed of the burning. The less oxidizer in the composition, the slower the burn. But that's cool because there's more light produced, so you get a brighter flash. To get the colors in fireworks, you can use various chemicals to produce your reaction that'll let out energy in the form of light and heat. And that's called an exothermic reaction. If you want a violet explosion, you can use the high-temperature oxidizer, potassium sulfate. But for more of an indigo shade, cesium compounds like cesium nitrate will strut their stuff all up in the sky. Red is a very festive color for many occasions, and strontium compounds, whether in a sulfate or nitrate form, work as the oxidant in the formula, and can not only stabilize the mix, but will also give you a hot red shade. My design needed more brightness, so I whipped out the Sugar Pill Grand Tiara pigment, liquefied it with MAC Fix Plus, and crammed it in the overlapping skyrocket display. You can use a few different fuels to create silver-colored fireworks, such as titanium, which is a metal that produces nice hot particles in a powder or flake form. But if it's in the form of a coarse powder, it will produce beautiful branching blue-white sparks. Also, a combination of barium nitrate and aluminium can produce bright silver flashes. But for glitter effects, the metalloid antimony will give you what you need with a bright white burning fire, although it is pretty toxic. If you want a really sharp boom of the salute as the firework explodes, take a look at the fine powdered ignition promoter antimony trisulfide, and you'll get a bright white light for your bang that really shows the sky who's boss. For the glitter effects, I have a couple of Lit Cosmetics glitters in size 3, a red appropriately named Firecracker, and a purple called Disco Diva. Now I'd like to tell you about the cake-style firework. It looks like an innocent chunky cube, but inside it contains many exploding shells, all connected to each other by a high-speed fuse. That way they light up in your predestined sequence and completely go nuts from just one ignition. Since you can put whatever colored or shaped effect you want inside the cake, they can be given creative and bizarre names such as Bermuda Triangle, Pyroglyphics, Waco Wake Up, and Poisonous Spider. Fireworks aren't just used in the sky. A hell of a lot of bands put on a dynamite show at live gigs these days. Pink Floyd were the innovators around the beginning of 1970, merely kicking it off with a simple blast of smoke at the climax of their song, Careful with That Axe Eugene. And from there, starting with bands like The Who, Kiss and Queen, up to pretty much anyone in a stadium these days, enjoy lighting up the stage to excite the eyes as well as the ears. Many firework-related records are listed in the Guinness World Records. The largest firework display record was smashed in the Philippines on the 1st of January at the stroke of midnight 2016. For the New Year's celebrations in Manila, no less than 810,904 fireworks were exploded. And in the pouring rain, no less. And Dubai has a history of putting on extravagant pyrotechnics for the new year as well. The 2013 display broke the record for the most fireworks shells launched per minute, with a fantastic rate of 79,941 fireworks per minute. If massive numbers aren't your thing, the largest aerial firework has been fired in Japan every year since 2014 at the Katakai Matsuri Festival. The shell is called Dama and is 120 centimeters in diameter, weighs 460 kilos, and costs around $1,500 US. The giant round bomb needs to be loaded into a pipe cannon to be fired, and it explodes at a height of 850 meters, then blooms into a rosette-style form that hits a diameter of about 800 meters. On the opposite end, with little old handheld sparklers, the most sparklers lit simultaneously at a single venue was achieved by Izumi City, Japan, with 1,414 people all holding the fun little dudes up to the sky. I think the craziest fireworks record I found was the most fireworks launched from a Pyrotechnic suit. Mazra Laurent Nat attached 642 fireworks to a suit on the 13th of June 2014 in Grenoble, France. I mean, seriously, a guy with a crap ton of explosives strapped to himself that is really mental, but does seem like a lot of fun. But for whimsy and wackiness, the UK really stepped it up for the New Year's Eve 2014, when the company Bumpus & Parr created the first multi-sensory fireworks display. They sprinkled the crowd with matching fruity scented mists and edible flavored foams. This included a red explosion of fireworks matched with a cloud of strawberry flavored vapor. Also giant floating bubbles with orange flavored smoke, peach-flavored snow, and edible banana confetti. A fireworks show with snacks. That is majorly awesome. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this explosive and bizarrely informative tutorial. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Also check out my band and podcast on iTunes. And if you want to send me a letter or something, I have my PO box in the description box.